Hi everybody, your fave Cuberto agency is in the house again to share some insider tricks and hacks. First, just a few words about the sweet site we just launched for the uber popular app, Flip-A-Clip. More than 30 million users enjoyed the app all around the world, but it didn't have a site. They entered the production stage ambitiously and audaciously, first to showcase the product's potential, and second to attract a wider audience. It's worth pointing out that all the site animations were made without WebGL. The site itself weighs around 5 megabytes. To check it out for yourself, the site link is in the description. In this masterclass, we're going to follow up with the liquid animation concept and use one of the applications as an example for working with the lower tab bar. First up, let's start with the main screen UX and UI of the home workout app. We'll start this off by opening up the Figma app and creating an artboard that measures 375 by 812. Let's set the interface structure. I'm adding the header for the main block. Text spacing that's between lines and blocks is best changed to percentages right away. I'll add a hamburger menu on the top right. I'm creating a rectangle with rounded corners. This will be the workout card where you'll see all the important information: name, title, duration, and difficulty. Down below, we'll place the cards indicating categories. Even lower down, I'm outlining the tab bar. I'll duplicate the frame by dragging and holding the Option button. This is going to be the stats screen in the other section of the app. Let's remove what we don't need. Now, I'll draw a rectangle for the user picture and name. Below, we'll have statistics, which show on which days and for how long the user was working out. All of this can be sorted by days and months. Underneath, let's add a motivation block where we'll show the user's rating in the system and how many points they earned for their last sweat session. I'm adding the following button. The screen prototype is all set. Let's dive into visuals by selecting colors and fonts while evening out indents. Duration and difficulty are getting a 3-point scale. In the Categories block, let's add a relevant photo as an example. Categories can be navigated by horizontal scrolling. Let's move on to the lower tab bar. All the icons should have a uniform style and be the same size. An outline style will make sense here. Now I'm evening out the icons one more time. It's important to make sure that there's the same amount of space above and below the block the icons are in. Moving on to the second screen. It's smooth sailing from here. I'm using the same color spectrum, adding more realistic graphics, and adding an avatar. The design for both screens is complete. I'm renaming all the icons. Wherever there are multiple layers, I'm creating groups and renaming them. Let's also rename the artboards and export them at 3 times the size. I'm dragging the images we just saved to After Effects, right-clicking and selecting New Comp from Selection. I'm highlighting the layers with the icons I renamed and exporting to After Effects with the AEUX plugin. As usual, the plugin isn't working perfectly, so I manually polish up the icons in After Effects. I'm dragging over the second screen and transferring the layer itself to the bottom of the layer list. Now I'm highlighting the layer beneath the icons and using the ellipse tool to draw a circle beneath the central icon. Let's add keyframes, size and position, to the ellipse. I'll do the same with the rectangle tool, adding a rectangle beneath the circle. Let's add more keyframes so that the circle with the rectangle rolls up from the menu while the rectangle gets narrower. The circle should vanish at the conclusion of the animation. Let's adjust the timing. And we're done with the animation blueprint. Now it's time for the liquid effect. Let's try to make it look like a drop. In Effects and Presets, we'll find Roughen Edges. Let's set the parameter border to 80 and edge sharpness to 0. I'm immediately adding the fill effect, since the latest version of After Effects has a bug, which makes the color not uniform when you choose Roughen Edges. I'm setting the fractal influence parameter to 0 and also adding the levels effect. Let's select Alpha Channel and adjust the parameters so that the edges of the tab bar and drop are crystal clear. I'm doing this selectively, and it might affect other settings. Since the initial tab bar color is white, I'm also adding keyframes to the fill effect so that the background color changes during the animation. If you forget to do this, the animation will just merge with the background. Now we create keyframe size and position for the tab bar background. I want it to bounce back when part of the tab bar separates from it. Next up is the central icon, which will shift with the circle and vanish. The icon should have an active setting when you tap it. This will be color-filled. Let's adjust the icon a bit. I'll duplicate the layer of the central icon to make it appear in the same spot. Now we have to add animations for the remaining icons. They'll behave just like the background. They'll get narrow and then bounce back. I'm starting with the icon. Is make a transition animation for shifting between screens. We've completed our animation. For the final result, we can also animate the other menu items. Most tab bar animations are aimed at animations within the button. While using the application, you tap the icon and your finger blocks whatever is happening underneath. In our version, the animation has been carried beyond the tab bar limits. You tap the icon and see the full interaction. Obviously, you can simplify the animation, but here I wanted to show you all the options, so the motion is a bit more elaborate. Stay creative and see you next time.